Mindhunters is the LL Cool J, Val Kilmer, and Christian Slater 2004 mega blockbuster thriller where they show the moviegoer that being a profiler in the FBI field is not as easy as you think. Just ask the duck.
Great Navy humor.
We are about to dive deep in a movie review of Mindhunters as they try to hunt down a serial killer who is profiling the FBI agent. The movie starts off as Kathryn Morris is knocked out asleep in the car while Christian Slater is sneaking to wake her up from her beauty sleep. They go in to investigate some serial killer by finding cigarettes and license plates. So they hear gunshots and investigate. While investigating, Kathryn starts to freak out in the house and hesitate to investigate. All of a sudden, the killer sneaks up behind Kathryn and Christian Slater says freeze before he shoots his own partner. Fortunately, it was just a simulator and Val Kilmer shows up telling them you failed and you both are complete idiots. So they go back to class with the rest of the team, which includes Val Kilmer, who is a teacher, he go by Harris, Christian Slater as JD, Kathryn Morris as Sarah, Ian Bailey as Bobby, Will Kemp as Rafa, Jonny Lee Miller as Lucas, Patricia Velasquez as Nicole, and Clifton Collins Jr. as Vince. Kilmer states that no matter how well they did the simulator they would never catch the killer and can never say the victim. So the team is about to go on an island and things just got better because LL Cool J shows up to join the team. His character name is Gabe and he is here to observe, not to participate. Once the team lands on the island, Jace gives them the tour of the island but warns them that an unexpected guest is here.
There's one other person, they'll be coming along shortly.
Who?
He's called a puppeteer. He's killed 2 people on these streets.
Wait, what?
Kill a third.
Once teams settle down, they start to profile Gabe because they don't know him. Profiling Gabe is not a good idea because he is the man and he will do this.
I'm gonna knock you out!
The next day, Sarah was brushing her teeth when she sees a cat was strung up in the air like wet clothes with a badge. Never knew a cat was a cop, but also there's a pocket watch in his mouth. JD took the pocket watch from his mouth and see the clock is set to 10 o'clock. Why the time is set to 10 o'clock? I don't know. The time will play a key role throughout this movie. So the team splits up of 4 pairs of tools to find a puppeteer. Vince finds the crime scene and is pretty twisted. Not sure it's real or not, but it's very disturbing. The creepy thing just happened. A radio turns on by itself and JD turns it off, creating a domino effect which result in this. Downs go JD, just like his movie review career. And I did not forget that god awful movie Alone in the Dark. It was completely trash. By the way, what was the time he was killed? 10 o'clock. So this simulation just turned real.
Got real.
The team decides to get off the island. Only Lucas tripped the sensor wire and caused the boat to explode.
Now is the time.
If I bet my money who did this, it's probably those ducks.
Great Navy humor.
The team starts to ask Jakes about his methods and go back to the facility. Then Gabe sees a watch on top of a book and it says 12 o'clock.
That wasn't there last night either.
Which probably means somebody else is going to die at 12. The team argue for a minute but realize they're the only people on the island is them. So guns are pointed at each other and Lucas shows up and blames Gabe because of a military map in the room. All of them point their guns at Gabe and he just fell face first on the floor. The team start to feel woozy and falls on the floor because somebody spiked the coffee. A few hours later, they handcuffed Gabe to the chair, accusing him for a crime including the coffee. Gabe tells Rafi And when they try to wake up Rafi, this happens. Unfortunately, he was killed at 12 o'clock, just like that watch on the book. So now, 2 watches are hanging from the ceiling. I guess that means either 2 people will die next or either 2 traps. I don't know which one. The team takes Gabe into a bunker downstairs into a room handcuffed to a bed, asking him about the new traps. Gabe again tells them he doesn't know. The team goes back upstairs to figure out the next trap while Vince stays with Gabe to, I guess, find his outlet. And he does not go anywhere with his gun, which is his main reason he likes to hold guns. All of a sudden this happens. And this happens too. And Vince is forced to hang on higher ground. Gabe's trying to convince Vince to cut off the power without going back and forth and change arguments. Vince gives in and throws Gabe his gun, and Gabe put on his Superman suit, navigates on the wall to cut the power off. The team came from upstairs and realized Gabe saved Vince. However, with Bobby trying to cut the water off, this happened. So instead of 2 people getting killed, Gabe says 2 traps, 2 watches.
2 watches, 2 traps.
And now I really believe that the Ducks had set those traps.
Great. Navy humor.
So Vince tells the story of Croatia, where a bunch of people are stranded on an island and disappear. No one knows what happened and how they disappear. So the team decided to find clues where the puppeteer made a mistake. Every clue they find was Sarah's stargazing at a clock. When it's time to find out who's a puppeteer, Vince did not want to cooperate because he would not give up his gun.
I don't go anywhere without my gun.
Gabe took his gun and we find out it was Sarah. Nicole flips out to the point that she wants someone to put a bullet in Sarah. While Nicole storms out to the room, the team investigates, but Sarah has figured out how the puppeteer killed his victim by profiling them. JD got killed because he was always first. Rafi died because he always drinking too much coffee. Bobby got killed because he likes to fix things. However, Sarah had a shaky past which includes her sister, which I won't get into, and it's pretty brutal. So Nicole has a craving of cigarettes, and when she smoked a cigarette, this happens. It looks like somebody laced the cigarettes with acid, and Nicole died because she likes to smoke a lot. Next, Harris is speaking through the intercom, and then the team has figured out that he was watching them getting killed the whole time. So Gabe, Sarah, and Lucas wanted to find Harris, but Vince wanted to stay. Since he wanted to stay, they decided to handcuff Vince to the table, and the team went out to find him. So Vince crawled from his wheelchair to the freezer to find bullets for his gun because it was empty. So he goes to the freezer, finds some bullets, and the door closes behind him. Somehow he finds his way out and crawled to the elevator because the killers was after him. He gets to the elevator, tried to close the door, and when the killer sees Vince, Vince tried to shoot him, and this happens. Well, we know why he was killed.
I don't go anywhere without my gun.
Can never go away without his gun. Meanwhile, Sarah, Gabe, and Lucas find Harris strung up in a freaking city like a puppet and hear his recording in the basement before he was killed. Now there's a Mexican standoff, and Gabe, Sarah, and Lucas start shooting at each other, and Lucas gets lit up like a Christmas tree. Did Gabe shoot Lucas, or maybe Sarah, or maybe the Ducks? Who knows? So now Sarah is running from her life from Gabe, trying to get away from him, and Gabe chases her down like the police. Gabe catches up with her and beat her until Lucas shows up to save Sarah, and then we have an all-time battle between these 2 men beating the crap out of each other, and to the point that they both fall from the top of the stairs into the middle of the stairway. Remember the scene with Sarah staring at the clock? So she put phosphorus powder on it by using a glow-in-the-dark thing to check their hands. She used this gadget, to see if their hands was glowing. So when she checked Gabe's hand, his hand wasn't glowing. But unfortunately for Lucas, his hands were glowing, and now we realize that Lucas was the killer. I really thought that the ducks was the killer.
Great Navy humor.
So now, Lucas drags Sarah to the pier, I guess to remind her what happened to her sister, and somehow they both fall into the water. And now we have a holding your breath contest while the gun is above the water. The way it goes like this: if a loser can't hold his or her breath, loser has to raise up from the water and then get shot. Lucas loses and he gets shot.
Time's up, asshole.
And a murder has been solved.
Found out his weakness. Bullets.
The next day, the helicopter comes by to pick up Gabe and Sarah, and I'm pretty sure both of them reconsider a career change after all that. I don't blame them, because I would too.